Here we go.
Ken, it seemed pretty logical what you've done in selection. Can you just run us through what you're going to do with Charlie Dixon? You're having to rethink how many games he plays this year?
No, I'm not sure what the rethink is.
Well, in terms of how many times you're going to rest him?
No, we were honest. We've said right from the start that Charlie would rest more than once this year, and that's the plan. He will rest more than twice this year. He will rest when we need him to rest and give him the best preparation to hopefully play at a full, strong season.
He said he was locked into rest in round 6. Was this another one where you locked in before the season started?
Pretty much, yep. Pretty much, and we knew the situation. We've got a game next week and a short turnaround, 5 days, and then we got another bye. So we feel like it's a really good opportunity for him to hopefully give his body physically a really, really good rest, knowing that in a 5 days turnaround it was probably going to be hard for him to get up.
How banged up is he though?
No more than he was any other day, but it's the effect of years of work is what Charlie's at. And when you say banged up, he's not banged up. We're managing him best because of his time in the game and his age. So that's what we're really mindful of.
So it's fair to assume you've got another couple of rounds marked out in the calendar?
It is fair to assume.
With him, did you map that out with him at the start of the year? Did you tell him, all right, it's going to be this game, or did you sort of leave it for the week?
Yeah, no, he knows well in advance what's going on, and he was certainly very aware of when the opportunities were in the first half of the year. We will explore the second half of the year once we get through the next couple of weeks.
With him out and you bring in Jordan Sweet, did you consider 2 ruckmen again, or was it not the best fit this time again?
No, we certainly do, and we always consider it, but we think the right method for us is to have genuine forwards. When we've got Todd, Jeremy and Mitch, we feel like that's the right balance in this game.
So for long haul, how many are you taking across?
I'm not quite sure exactly, about 25 I think it is.
Dan Houston okay with that angle?
Yeah, he's fine.
So, okay, with all due respect, what do you aim to get out of a week like this?
A win. It's you've got to add them up and you just got to keep getting it done. I mean, and I get your line of questioning, but we see it every week, and you continue to see it every week. This competition's so even, so close. North Melbourne down at Hobart will be a challenge. They're a youthful and they're a young side who have got, even last week they showed against us, and their goal down half time. There's a challenge in every round we play. I know it seems easy, but I look at a lot of tipsters get a lot of tips wrong in their round of selections, and particularly the media.
So considering you got beaten by Hawthorn early, is that the ultimate reminder that the players have to be switched on from the start?
No, we don't. They don't need reminders. None of us need reminders in this competition, not just us. We all know how close and how even it is. We know that if you're off, you get yourself in trouble.
How hard did you review that to start? I guess it was the elation of the finish, but when you actually looked at the start, you got 41 points down. How hard did you review that?
Yeah, we don't get distracted so much by the wins and the losses when you review. We have a method that we like to keep our game and keep our eye on all parts of our game. So we don't miss any opportunity to review, whether it's good or bad. So play well, play bad, start off great, start off poor. We look at our game in whole and we review it that way.
What do you identify behind the start? What kind of jumped out to you? Why I guess you?
I think we should identify first and foremost Hawthorn were very good. And Hawthorn, I think, as I said before the game, they were starting to get going. Their form's been really strong. And I watched them play in Adelaide and Gather round against Collingwood, and they pushed them right to the line too. So. They're emerging as a young side. Teams can play well. They can start better than you, and you can be a little bit off, or they can be right on. So it's not an easy process to figure out why you do and don't start well sometimes.
When you get opportunities against these lower ranked sides, yes, you want to get the win, but is it about trying to make sure it's a big win to try and get the percentage, given it's such a close competition?
No, look, the questioning's interesting, but for us, it's more around just playing the brand of football that we want to play, and we need to play well. Now, hopefully we can play really well and we can get a good, solid win. But right here, I'll just take a win, and I'm happy to get 4 points.
North brand is what they call Roo Ball. Where does it challenge it, particularly the corridor?
Yeah, well, they've got good youth. They've got good enthusiasm around the ball. They've got some really high picks in that team, and they, let's be very mindful. They're in a stage of their team where they're rebuilding a bit. But they're going to be a really powerful team through the middle of the ground at some point very soon, and that's where they'll challenge any team. Right now, I've seen it last week. I've seen them challenge Essendon, who have got an outstanding midfield.
Early as it is, have you got a thought around the sub this time, particularly after what happened last week?
What happened last week?
Like playing a defender and then losing a midfielder?
No, as I said last week, we had all bases covered with what we did with our, and we always try to with every week. We try to take the right person into the sub for the conditions that we have and the team that we pick. And that'll be no different this week.
So how's Ollie at the moment?
Ollie, obviously he's been dealing with a heart palpitation for some time, but is he feeling okay?
Yeah, he's really well. I mean, I know it sounds sounds terrible, doesn't it, when you talk about a player's heart, but Ollie's really comfortable. I said that straight after the game. He's really comfortable with how it's treated and what it's like, and he takes a fair bit of comfort out of the fact that it hasn't happened very often, but it has happened. Now, what you expect, what we would have done this week is he would have all the right checks and all the proper checks done by all the specialists, and that's all been ticked off, and I can guarantee that's all been ticked off, and Ollie's very happy with how he sits right now.
Last time this happened in a game environment, he missed the following week. Was that ever a consideration, or is he completely fine?
Yeah, no, he's completely fine. We would not certainly take any unnecessary risks of that. Like, Ollie was seriously sitting on the bench last week after he had his needs for his medication that he took. He was as good as gold, and it just brings his heart back down to a right pace, and he's got a big heart, the boy.
How much has Rosie got under the belt now? How much training has he been under?
Yeah, fair bit.
So he's
More than enough. Probably more than he wanted, but he's got more than enough. But again, I live and learn. Now, I'm not immune to mistakes, and I learned from that one, and I'm doing my absolute best to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Last time there was, I guess, a lot more of a build-up around Jason playing his former side. He comes into this playing his 50th AFL game. Do you have a chat with him? I guess reflecting a little bit, even those 50 games, a lot has happened for him in those 50 games.
Yeah, it's been some sort of a 50-game journey, hasn't it? By the performance, by the the changes that he went through, and now he's playing at Port Adelaide. But not really. I mean, he'll be comfortable enough to know how he plays now and what he does, and he's very, very much knows that Port Adelaide's his footy club, and part of his history was North Melbourne, but now it's Port Adelaide.
They didn't really go after him last time. So do you expect anything like that this time?
No,
surprised?
I don't think I'm not sure what it achieves, but Jace handles that stuff pretty well.
Just back on Charlie, is there a view that this could help prolong his career further, the strategy you've adopted?
Well, the idea is to get as many games as we can possibly get out of him. How many that is, we don't know.
Going forward, though, beyond this season?
That's my plan, is to try and get as many games out as we possibly can, and for Charlie to play footy as long as he possibly can.
In terms of the ruck setup, Ivan Solis 20 minutes in the Stanford this weekend. Is there a chance that he comes back against the Blues, or do you think it's more post-bye?
No, there's a real chance he comes back against the Blues. We're hoping that Jordan plays really well today, and Ivan plays really well, and Dante won't play because he'll travel with us, but they all make us a healthy selection headache for us.
How much does Ollie Lord need under the belt before he can push for AFL? Because it's been a stop-start.
Yeah, well, it's because of the buys and bits and pieces. I'd say 3 or 4 more weeks of decent football will give him his best chance.
How big of a boost is Soldo coming back? It seems like it have a little bit out of the blue in some way, him playing Stanford this weekend.
Yeah, I'm not sure out of the blue. I mean, he had an arthroscope surgery, which normally takes you 3 to 4 weeks to recover from. So he's probably gone to the fastest time of that, but he's a professional. He does everything perfect. If you watch, and you probably did see him run around on whatever day it was, Wednesday, he's ready to play footy.
Ollie Lord's
Last
also
couple
getting a
guys.
bit of sample time as well. Do we see him coming back in sometime soon?
I just answered that one.
Ken, you pointed out post-match there was a rare moment that you had very few at a game. Luke Beveridge has gone there last night, noting only one. Is it reaching the point that post-matches are almost becoming redundant, doing a post-match press conference?
Do I want him to become redundant?
Yeah, I
Might
know
have been
the
a
answer
better
to
question.
that. I know the answer to that.
No, it's not my call. I mean, I don't know.
But are you disappointed that there's fewer and fewer people turning up?
It's an AFL issue. It's not mine.
Has your new nickname stuck with Darcy? New nickname for Darcy? That stuff?
My nicknames don't tend to stick, but I'll try. So.